these monkeys be given a country of their own where they can go and enforce all these Stone Age ideologies and let them live with that. I don't care if anybody calls me a separatist or whatever at this point in time. I am telling you, I don't care about that. Till we remove this thing, we are not going anywhere. If we must tell ourselves the truth, I think I'll go with the words of Chinua Achebe again. There was a country. Why Yobe has done it, Yobe has given you a New Year gift. Yobe, his bar, just like you can see on my screen, has banned interaction between a male and a female in public transport, in public gathering, anywhere. In the spirit of what? Sharia. Just like you know his bar. In the spirit of Sharia. And what is the intention? The intention is to promote morality, to avoid a situation where there's a moral decadence in a society among the children. But when I ask this question, the first thing that comes to my mind is, like, what children are you exactly trying to promote morality in them? Is it the Almajiris we see on the streets that at the age of 4, they have left their parents to go and stay with Malam, to go and be begging? Is it the same children that you're trying to promote morality? Well, that is not even the point. The fact is, if we must tell ourselves the truth, this negates the principles of the Constitution that was founded on the basis of secularism. A secular nation. Secularism simply entails that the state must be distinctly separated from religion. That is to say, there is no state in Nigeria that can make promulgations and provisions that is informed according to a specific religious belief. That is what the Constitution stands for. But is it not funny that now Kano is on the move, now Yobe is on the move again, and I'm telling you, gradually a lot of all these states that have adopted political Sharia will key into it. And at the end of the day, just like I keep telling you, it's just a matter of time. One day they will come and tell you, why am I saying one day every day? That if you don't dress according to the provision of Sharia, you will not be allowed. But funny enough, this is in the same country we call Nigeria, a secular state, that you expect any Nigerian from any part of the country now to go, any part of the country to go to any state of his choice to reside there. And you know the funny and the flimsy excuses these people keep bringing is according to the law. They have the right to make provisions as far as it reflects the desire of the majority, which happens to be in most cases, according to them, Islam. But in the same vein, I want to tell you that this is a provision that is promulgated according to the principles of radical Islamic believers, not Islam generally. And that this is just the concept. And it's just a matter of time. Sit down there and be thinking it will engulf you. I think at this point in time, I will go with the Igbos. In fact, we either have one nation that reflects and respects the Constitution, irrespective of where you are, than to have a country, a so-called country, that we don't know who we are. Because according to the proponents of this same Sharia, they said this thing cannot be applied in a country that is not an Islamic nation. Then why are we having it? And if you look at it, most of the provisions are at loggerheads, with the stance of the Constitution. So what are we saying? Flimsy excuses like it doesn't affect non-Muslims or whatever. The last time I checked, the Yobe pronouncement doesn't actually talk about only Muslims, that they have banned only Muslims from interacting in social public. Man and woman interacting in social public. Where are we going? Where are these radical, where are these animals taking us to? Taking us back to the Stone Age. I want to tag the international community as well. It shouldn't end at just throwing bombardment or whatever. There's a systemic decay. There's a system that is promoting this. And until this system is challenged and removed, nothing good will come out of Nigeria. It's either you share this for everybody to know that there's no one country, or we remove all these things. And funny enough, our politicians are just playing politics around this. But Tinubu, if I must tell you something, if you are still reasonable and if you can hear me, let me tell you something. As far as radical Northern Muslims are concerned, you have lost the election already, and there's nothing you can do to canvass for vote. So it's better you do the needful that promotes one Nigeria, or you save everybody of this disaster that is about to befall everybody. Let these monkeys be given a country of their own where they can go and enforce all these Stone Age ideologies, and let them live with that. Don't condition. I don't care if anybody calls me a separatist or whatever at this point in time. I am telling you, I don't care about that. But I think there's also need for the people to rise up to the challenge. And at the same time, I'm calling on the attention of the international community. They should look into this. This is a disaster in the waiting. We are sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Until something is done in this regard, I am telling you, we are just waiting for the full-blown manifestation of this atrocity.
You see, the purpose of this video actually is this. Hijab police ban any interaction between male and female in Yobe State. I'm asking with this video, do we have government in Nigeria? Are we being governed by religious laws or by the Nigerian constitution? What happens to people of other faiths? Because these laws here is not only meant for the Muslims, but includes everybody that reside in Yobe State. Is this the Islamization they've been talking about? Because this looks obvious to me as an Islamized state already. If this is allowed to stand in Yobe State, definitely to get to Kaduna, Sokoto, Kano, and every other part of the northern state in Nigeria before it will begin to spread. But however, what kind of a country are we? Why is nobody coming out to criticize this as far as government officials are concerned? If Nigeria is now being governed by religious laws, they should let us know. Where is the freedom of worship? If other religions, other people of different faiths are to be subjected to this new law by the Muslim, by the Hijab police, then what about the freedom of other people in worshiping their own God in their own ways? What about the non-religious people? I mourn, I weep for this country, Nigeria. Nigeria, what kind of retrogressive people are these? Is this how other great nations of the world are growing? Even in Saudi Arabia, where Islam originated from, male and female still interact there till date. Where are Nigerian Muslims getting their laws from? This Hijab police. You guys are more like Boko Haram. I don't even see the difference between Hijab police and Boko Haram. If you don't obey these laws, they will start arresting you, right? For as long as you reside in Yobe State. This is not acceptable, my friend. What kind of nonsense is this? Are you going to subject people of other religion to obey your religious laws? Nigerians, are you seeing what is going on? Is this how we are going to develop and grow as a country? Living like an animal? How are you going to restrict male and female from interacting both publicly and privately? What kind of life is this? Which other countries of the world is this practicable? What is going on? Can the government come on air and say something about this rubbish? This is unacceptable. We are not being governed by Islamic laws. This country has a constitution. Yes, there is a constitution that governs this country, and every state lives by that constitution, fraudulently written or not. Until we have a new one, we obey the one that is available at the moment. But to be subjecting people to religious laws because they are in the northern part is unacceptable. I don't see any state in the south creating any law through their religion. I don't see it, but why is it happening only in the northern part of Nigeria? What is going on? This is the reason why I said there is nothing to be celebrating about the year as far as Nigeria is concerned. Everything here is bad news, one bad news or the other. There is a fraudulent tax law that has been imposed on Nigerians already. Then here again we are talking about this non-interaction between male and female. How can male and female non-interact? What do you mean? That male have to talk to only male, why female talk to only female? Are you people crazy? Are you people just mad? What kind of animals are these people? In the name of Hijab police, Islam should be abolished. In as much as I know, every other religion should be abolished. But Islam is the worst among other religions. What nonsense, subjecting people to their own religion. Everybody should obey these laws now. Both Islamic people or people of other faith should obey this law. And you want to tell me there is freedom of worship? Whoever says that must be mad. Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is worse than the Banana Republic. One bad news or the other. There is no government in this country. If there is a government, it should be about the law and the constitution of the land and updated laws that is being practiced by mundane people. I pity this country.
So the Yobe Hizbah has banned conversation between opposite gender in public bus, public gatherings, and anything public. So when you see a woman on the road, for example, or you are in a bus, or you are walking, or you are in wherever you are, supermarket, you don't have to interact with her. You can't even talk to her anymore. Remember, Yobe is part of the country called Nigeria. It is not in, an Islamic country. It is a country where you have different types of religion coexisting together. Also, Yobe is one of the poorest states in Nigeria. Very poor. Their education system is close to zero. Their people, the governors, the politicians are siphoning all resources they have, living lavishly, but they are giving directives to people that you cannot talk with the opposite gender when you are in public. Two things will happen in this country. One is either we live together as a country or we are not ready to live together. So I think the government of Nigeria need to actually regulate this nonsense that these people are doing, especially in the north. Your Sharia cannot supersede the laws of the country. Therefore, whatever laws you are making that is within your state should be subject to the Nigerian constitution. But the government seems to be quiet about this nonsense that is happening within that region. You wake up one day, you say you no like to drink beer, or they collect the VAT from beer. You share and take and they enjoy. Your people, in fact, if I begin to review certain things about these people, it will shock you. Except in North, and I know what these allergies they do, even during fasting. That kettle where you see for their hands, most of them are Google day inside. Anyway, let me not just go there. This is 2026. Let's not start like this.
Hello, my people. Welcome back. I know these northern people are arrogantly doing all this thing because this thing we have always or we've always been saying. They don't even want to hear our own say in regards of all this thing because this thing has started happening in UB again. This that we were saying then that nobody was thinking or thought that it's going to escalate has escalated to UB now. From UB, it will now lead to Kaduna down to Middle Belt. If you just leave it like that now, so it will just spread over or across the country. Let's go into it. This Hizbah, we are here for you again, and these people promoting jihad, we are here for you again. Now this their law that they have just established on their people in Yobe State. I think there is something that is confusing me about it, because this one that they have said that female and male now should not just have any conversation with themselves. I think it's going to cause a lot of trouble in that UB. And if UB youth now no wake up, may they begin to talk about this, there is no way it's going to stop, and this thing now go cause a lot of thing. So wetin dem dey try let us know be say, since male and female now no fit talk to theirself, wetin dem dey try talk be say person no go fit marry again, because if you no talk, or if you no dey talk to person, there's no way you go fit approach am. So if I like person now wey be say I wan approach am make I fit marry am, I no go fit marry just because of one yeye law. See this thing, you see this whole thing wey be say dem Tinubu and many other people dey look down on. If they no take time do this thing but it dey spoil government, it dey spoil person government. Many things now don dey happen for this thing now because of all this law wey be say don plenty for inside this country. I think these people that are into government should not start saying that, or start abolish or cancel anything wey be say concerns religion law in this country, because this country now, the way me I dey see am now, I no dey see am say this country just a secular country again, because of how e dey be. E don dey be how e dey be, wey be say me been reasoning that this country now has belonged to these people, because we have more than 8 laws now, because they are the one who establish Hijab, Jihad and Sharia, and also this one that they've just said in Yobe now, that you cannot talk to you cannot discuss with a girl again. That one is a law. What are these people trying to preach to us? There was a time during Christmas, this Christmas that just passed, of them were outside spreading hate between the Christian and the Muslim, that you should not eat or take from any Christian who cook food and bring to you. See what we're talking, and we see that Christian and Muslim are brothers. This religion of a thing don't they cause me anything. It can't they be like saying na traditional people now, and then they get and clear pass because of how all this whole thing now they go. Because if you tell me say traditionalists now go come force person say you must join their religion, even them, they force anybody say make you can't join. So it can't be like say that is why people that support this tradition, although all of us now we're from this tradition. So this religion that have been brought, or that is being brought on us, is going to cost a lot to us. It's going to cost a lot, and it always start from these people from the north. It is in Yobe today. Tomorrow, I have told you people, it is in Yobe today. So make una be say una be Yobe people. You be near and be how they call una self. Make una do what una do, because I haven't been there and I'm not going to come there anytime soon. That is normal lion. I don't even like anything in the north. I don't like anything about it just because of how they practice so many different things. Me that like to do most of the things them they are against. Go work. Nothing will bring me, or nothing will take me to the north. Although it is only God that have the final say, but I have spoken my own mind. That is it. And for those of you that have just heard what we've said here, if you have anything to let me know, or to let every one of us know here, please drop it below. And also, if not today be the first time they could just come in here, please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you.